Welcome back. Today we'll study about Python list. A list in Python is a collection of items stored in a single variable. It finds a lot of application. Say, maybe you can think of list of vegetables or list of fruits. So it could be stored as a variable fruits, banana, apple, orange. So they are ordered. They are changeable or mutable, and they allow duplicate values. We'll see all those things. We will start with the basics. We will learn how to create a list, then how to access elements. Then Python allows reverse indexing, which is a very fantastic idea. We'll study about slicing. Then Python supports a lot of methods like append, pop, insert. And there are built-in functions in Python which could have list as an argument, sum, max, min, and len. Let's study all these things very quickly. And this is just a starting of lists. So once you learn this, you should dig more and learn more. Okay. Once you get started, things will be very easy. And if you have any doubt, please put it in the comment box. And I'll put this code in the description box. So how will you create a list? It's very simple. You just write numbers and write whatever is there in the list within the square brackets. The numbers have come. If you want some other list, say fruits, then you can have, so it printed fruits. Now the variable fruits contains items. What are the items? Apple, banana, and cherry. So now you understood how to create a list. How can you access elements in a list? That's also very easy. To access elements, you should remember that the square bracket is the most important thing as far as list is concerned. To access the zeroth element, you put numbers. Within square bracket, you write 0. So, as you should be knowing, the list indexing starts from 0. So, 10 is the 0th element, and 20 is having index 1, 30 is having index 2, and this 20 is having index 3. So, I said in the beginning, in lists, you can have duplication, whereas there are some other data structures like sets which does not allow you duplication. So index, the element at index 1 and element at index 3, both are 20. Okay. So let us access, the main idea is how to access a particular element. It is using square bracket. So let us see this. Okay, and you can replace, I said in the beginning, lists are mutable. That is, you can change an element in the list. How will you change it? So here, in the original list called numbers, it was having 10, 20, 30 and 20. Now what did I do in this line? I am changing the 0th element or the 0th item. 0th item is currently 10. After this, what will happen? The 0th item will become 100. Let us see that. It is 100, 20, 30 and 20. Another slight tip about Jupyter Notebook. Here I have defined numbers. So even if I don't define numbers here, it will know what numbers is. And in many places we may want to traverse through the list. When I put the mouse here, you can see that currently numbers is a list and it is having 4 items. They are 100, 20, 30 and 20. So you can traverse through the list using for loop. So if you don't know about for loop, please watch my video on for loop. I will give the link for that also in the description box. So here what happens is it will go through the items in number. So what will this do? It will first print 100. First item will be 100 and it will get printed. Then item will become 20. It will get printed. Then item will become 30. It will get printed. And then again item will become 20. So it goes through the entire items in the list. So let us see that. You can see that it prints 100, 20, 30 and 20. Now, there's another method. Sometimes you may want the index also to be printed. This len is a built-in function in Python. I'm passing an argument, numbers to it, and len numbers will be 4 because we have 4 items. And range is also a built-in function. So range 4 means I will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So what will happen? Let me give you a quick revision on for loop. Initially I will be 0. What will be print I? Print I means it will print 0. Then what will it do? Then I will become, why it is showing 3 now? Because I have run this, okay. That is why I is shown 0. Suppose I clear on output, then we have not run I, so it's not having any value. So now what happens? I will be initially 0. Next time I will become 1, then I will become 2, then I will become 3. I'll get that. So to make you understand this, I can pause this for a while. I can say input and any key. So we'll be able to understand what is happening. So what this trick is, when I say x equal to input, enter any key, it will wait for input, okay. So let me run this again. So what has happened? It has printed I was initially 0 and it printed numbers, comma, numbers of I. So it is 0, 100. Now when I press any key, what will happen? I will become, the loop will go back and I will become 1. I will press any key. Loop has gone back and I is 1 and numbers 1 is 20. Now I press any key, become 30. And so this is how the loop traversing happens. If you still have any doubt, please watch my video on for loop. And another, as I told you in the beginning, another beautiful aspect of list is it allows you reverse indexing. So we are used to having index. This is index 0. This is index 1. This is index 2. This is index 3. We can start the index from here. This is index -1. This is index -2. This is index -3. Suppose you have a list of say 1000 numbers. We want to get the last element there or last item. We can use the index -1 to get the last item. Last but 1, index -2. So to understand that, like what will be this numbers is having 4 items. When you give index as -1, it will print 20. When I give index as -2, it will print 30. Let us see. So isn't it fantastic? Now, let us see slicing. You have a big list of numbers. Say here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements or 7 items. So I can slice. When I slice, what is the idea? I'm giving here 1 column 3. So it will print numbers starting from the index 1 excluding 3. So it will print items with index 1 but less than 3. That is 2. So it will print 20 and 30. When I say column 2, I am not giving the first, excuse me, I am not giving the first parameter. So it will start from the 0th index and it will print up to 2, excluding 2. So it will print 10 and 20. So what will this? Can you guess this? It will start from 2 and will go all the way up to the end. That is, it will print, this is index 0, this is index 1. So it will start printing from 30, 40, 50, 200 and 30. What will this do? It starts from minus 3. So this is minus 1, this is minus 2, this is minus 3. So here it will start from minus 3, but it will not go up to minus 1, less than minus 1. So let us, so it will print 50 and 200. Let us check that. Okay. So the first one printed 20 and 30, second one printed 10 and 20. Third one requires an explanation. It starts from 2. What is index 2? This is index 0, index 1, index 2. It will print all these. Index 2, 3, 4. So it printed 30, 40, 50, 200 and 30. What will this do? This is slightly confusing. It starts from minus 3. So let me mark minus 3. This is minus 1. This is minus 2 and this is minus 3. It will start from minus 3 excluding minus 1. So it printed 50 and 200. So we have another set of things to know in list. List will be used to make stack, queues, etc. Then you may want these methods. So the first method which we are learning is append. Suppose we have a list called numbers. Then when I say numbers.append, so numbers, so what is this doing? It's append an object to the end of the list. So what is the object? Object is numbers and it contains 10, 20 and 30. And when I append 40, it will come at the end of the list. So what will be numbers now? Numbers will be 10, 20, 30 and 40. Let us check that. It's 10, 20, 30 and 40. Then pop. So we have numbers 10, 20, 30. What does this do? What does this do? It will, what does this do? It will pop the last element. Pop method removes the last element from the list. So what is the last element? It's 40. I'm not collecting that element. So at this point, what will be numbers? Numbers will be 10, 20 and 30. So, and what is this doing? I'm collecting the last element as X. So now once I popped, this 40 is gone. The next time around, what will happen? 30 will come out. And where will be 30? 30 is, so this will return the last element. This will return the last element and that will be stored as variable X. And when I print X, it will have value 30. Let us check that. So I'll repeat here. We are having two pops. This first pop, what did it do? The first pop just have, it removes and return item at index by default the last value. So we are not collecting it. So when I print numbers, it printed 10, 20, 30. Here what did I do? I am popping the last element. At this point, the last element was 30. So it gets printed. Now what will be numbers now? If you want to, if you are curious about that, you can have print numbers. Numbers will be only 10 and 20 because we have popped the current last element. It's only 10 and 20. If I pop again, what will I get? I'll get 20. I'll do that. I'm popping again. Now what will be the value of X? X will be 20 and what will be the value of numbers? Numbers will have only 10. You can run this. So I hope you understood pop. And insert, unlike append means it will add at the end of the list. It's written here. Append methods adds a new element at the end of the list. Whereas insert will insert at a specified location. So I am having numbers.insert 0. So if you keep your mouse here, it will explain you what these things will do. What is insert doing? Insert index, insert object before the index. When I say 0, it will insert before the 0th index. So where will I am having a list 20, 30, 40. When I say insert 0, 10, what happens? 10 will be insert before the index 0. And what will happen here? Insert 2, 2000. Index 2 is 30. Remember, we start with index 0, index 1, index 2. Index 2 is 30. So 2000 will get inserted before 30. So let us check that. It got inserted before 30. Suppose I say insert 3, 2000. Then we are having 10, 20, 30. So the index 3 is 40. So it will get inserted before 40. Let us see that. So we have built-in functions which will take list as a argument. So it's very simple, as you would have guessed. Some numbers, what it will do, it will find it will add all the elements. You needn't write a separate program to find sum of numbers in a list. Maximum will return you the maximum value. Minimum will return you the minimum value. And length will return the length of the list. So let us see this, let us do this again. I'll make this 100, I'll make this 200. Now order is not important. So we have 100, 200, 30 and 40. Or maybe I'll make this 2000. So 200, 2000, 30 and 40. So what will be the sum? 2000 plus 100 is 2100 plus 30, 2130, 2134 will be the sum. What will be the maximum? Maximum will be 2000. What will be the minimum? Minimum will be 4 and length will be 4. Let us check that. So when you add up all these, you get 2134. The maximum is, maximum now is what? 2000 and minimum is 4 and number of element is 4. So what all did we study? We studied about how to create a list. That's very simple. Within square brackets, you enter all the elements or all the items. And then we saw indexing, how to access element. You put the square bracket and enter the index, you'll get the element. Say, I'll say that again here. Say, suppose I want this element, the index will be 1. Okay. So the index of this is 0, index of this is 1. So as a revision, I'll type here print numbers I want at index 1 or index 1. So index 1 is not this, it will be this. So let us check the last print. It has printed 2000. And we know about reverse indexing, slicing, then we studied list methods. Say if L is a list object, then L dot append item, add items at the end. L dot pop removes the last item. L dot insert I comma item, it will insert item at the index I. Currently, if it will suppose there is some item at index 2, so it will insert the item just before the current index 2 item. Sum will return the sum of element, max returns the largest element, and min returns the smallest element, and len returns the length of element. So I'm sharing this link. I'll put this in the description box also. You can see the code and do some minor changes and run it and learn more. Okay, this is just the starting of the list. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.